Thank you everyone for joining us. David Price is now available. If you have any questions, please use the raise your hand icon. First question is from David Assay. Go ahead.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
I'm just curious how much you pitched during the summer and how all of that has affected, spring training for you. How different is it for you since you didn't pitch in a major league game last year?
This was the most amount of catch, that I've played leading up to spring training. Got started throwing a lot earlier than I normally would. So I feel like I'm further ahead now in spring training than I usually am. But haven't thrown or, in the game situations and stuff like that. But that's, what you use spring training for. And that's, what I look forward to getting back out there and doing.
Most people would assume since you didn't pitch during the summer and you haven't pitched in a major league game in over 16 months that you would be fresher than everybody. Is it as simple as that, or is there some rust you have to knock off?
To me, that's what you use spring training for. I feel like you really can't simulate that game action until you get out there. And, even whenever I'm playing year to year and those first couple of spring outings, they always feel brand new. You're just you're out there feeling for, things that make you tick. So that's what I'll be doing. And, everything feels really good right now.
Next question is from Kirsten Watson. Go ahead.
How did you use your time away from the team to really just reset and prepare for this spring training?
Say that one more time.
How did you use your time away from the team to reset and to prepare for this spring training?
That was the first time I had ever, been away from baseball, been away from the team. Just that was tough at the beginning, for sure. Just it's the most baseball I've ever watched on TV. I was in constant contact with these guys and all my former teammates around the league. Just tried to keep things normal in that sense. I didn't just separate myself from the game of baseball and my teammates. I wanted to be a part of it as much as I could, and just to kind of take a step back for those couple months. I think it will help me moving forward, and this year especially.
And how does it feel just to be back with the team now?
It feels good. It does. That's what I miss the most. Is just being with the guys, being in the clubhouse. That competition. Just that's the only thing I've ever done. That's the only thing I've ever known. And to not do that last year, that was definitely tough.
Thank you.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey, David, just how many games did you watch last year?
60 plus however many they played in the playoffs. I didn't miss any games. I was tuned into all of them. I watch baseball all day long. It's my first time being out on the West Coast, so baseball, it starts, I guess, 10 a.m. or sometimes 9. So I had baseball on TV all day long. A lot of the East Coast games, and then later on the West Coast games. So I was tuned in with quite a bit of baseball last year.
When you were reaching out to guys, was it like pep talks? Was it sort of giving tips? What kind of conversations are those?
Anything really. Anything that I saw on TV, or just kind of pumping guys up. Let them know great at bat or nice play, whatever it is. Just being in the dugout. It gives you a different view, obviously, and not being able to be with the guys, but watching it on TV. You see some stuff that you might not see whenever you're in the dugout. So I just use my time to reach out to them, try to stay connected, and try to get to know them a little bit better.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you learned anything just watching on television that you might apply when you're on the mound or with the team in general.
nothing comes to mind that I learned anything, but I mean, just the amount of talent that we have, on this team and in this organization, that was apparent in spring training, and it really played true to that, the entire season.
And just the last one for me. When did you decide you pitched this season? Was that a difficult decision at all, or was it pretty simple?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that difficult. It was something I had thought about from the time that I had opted out. It was that was the toughest decision that I had ever had to make. And whenever opening day rolled around, it was even tougher. And then the playoffs rolled around, and it takes it a step, even more. But to watch those guys all season long, and then to be able to win a World Series, that made me feel good. If there would have been any other outcome, I would have, probably had a whole lot of regret, and I would have felt really bad about my decision. But whenever Julio threw that last, that strike three, that really felt like it kind of lifted a weight off of my chest, knowing that those guys went out there and won won a World Series. That made me feel good.
Next question from Stephanie Epstein. Go ahead.
Along those lines, David, what made you feel comfortable playing this season?
I feel like our team especially, and Major League Baseball and all the other teams handled it, extremely well. I know that they had a lot of protocols that they had to go through. Our training staff and all the other training staffs, they were bending over backwards to make sure that guys stayed COVID free, and I feel like they did it the right way. I think we have a lot more information on it now, and I think kind of all of that played into the decision to play this year.
And was there a moment at which you decided to opt in, or was it more of a gradual decision?
I knew I wanted to play, just kind of when I opted out last year. I knew that I was going to want to play last year whenever baseball started, and I was watching it and being away from the game the way that I was. But I talked to Andrew and talked to Dave, early on, right after the World Series, and I let them know that I had every intention on playing and I wanted to be back. And this is baseball is my first true love. This is what I've always loved to do, and being away from it for that time was tough, and I just I wanted to be back.
Thank you.
Next question from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Yeah, David, when you make your first regular season start, you'll probably be on about 580 days rest between regular season games. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think at this point in my career, it can be a good thing, just to kind of let my body reset, let my arm reset, being able to use that time to let my body heal. This is doing what we do, especially as a starting pitcher, having all the innings and all the pitches thrown, that can definitely take a toll, on your, not just your arm, but the rest of your body. And for me to be able to take a step back and just kind of rejuvenate everything, everything at this point in spring training feels really good. Threw a good bullpen yesterday, and came in today feeling strong and look forward to playing catch. So I'm sure I'll be rusty those first couple of spring training outings, or hopefully I can get that out of the way in live BP and whatnot. But that's what we use spring training for.
And how does the family feel about the decision to go back? Are there chores that Daddy's not going to be around to do now?
The kids definitely love Daddy, but that's my wife is she's very strong. She can handle this, and she's been great. We definitely had talks about it, and I think we'll be just fine. And just being away from the kids, being back at the field, it's different for me right now. Being quarantined at home for the last 7 or 8 months, however long it's been. That was a lot of fun. A lot of daddy time with the kids, a lot of good time with my wife, and I was I was missing being around the guys for sure, and I'm excited to be back out here.
Thanks.
I got time for a couple more. Go ahead, one.
Hey, David, what was
Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
What was it like seeing the team kind of come together when Mookie kind of stood up for the social justice front?
That was huge. We just to have everybody on the same page. That's what we need. We need unity, and I'm a huge advocate for that. That's the way my parents raised me. My dad is black, my mom is white, and that's just that's how they raised me. Don't view anybody any differently than you would view one of your friends. Don't treat anybody any differently as well. That was one of the things that my parents always told me. Just treat others the way that you would like to be treated, and to see the Dodgers stand up in that moment, that was very special.
And as far as this year, with you back and Trevor Bauer now in the rotation, what do you kind of think about this rotation, what it can accomplish?
It's very, very strong. That's one thing I feel like I've always heard since I've been in baseball, and especially major or professional baseball. Is you can never have too much starting pitching. He had an unbelievable year last year. I think he's really tapping into the type of pitcher that he is going to be for a while now. So and obviously with all the guys that we have in here, the young guys with Dustin May and Gonzo, with what they were able to showcase last year, that was special. Obviously with Walker and Julio, myself, we have some guys that can put up some zeros and help the team win.
Last one. Go ahead, Dylan.
Hey, David. I was curious last year, after you opted out, did you consider opting back in at all when you did see the way the league and the team were handling, the whole COVID thing?
It was definitely it definitely crossed my mind, but I didn't want to just come back to be back. I wanted to be able to come back to stay back, and I didn't feel like I was in a spot with my arm to come back and to be able to stay on the field. I didn't want to come back and then have to progress up to getting back out on the field. I wanted to do it the right way. I didn't want to come back and be injured or get injured and have that leak into 2021 season. I wanted to try and focus on the 2021 season and just put myself in a position to be successful and help these guys win.
Thanks, David. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.